This box contains the single greatest book haul of my entire life. But first, we gotta go book shopping. I went to Barnes & Noble for a very specific reason. I needed to get a copy of When the Moon Hatched, and luckily for me, it was right there, literally front and center. I barely had to look, is what I wish I could say. It actually took me 20 minutes to find it. I just kept walking past it. I don't know why I didn't see the, cover right in my face, but we got there eventually. On the bright side though, I did encounter the shelf, which lit a fire of hatred in my heart. I really don't like mass market paperbacks. They're ugly, they're uncomfortable to hold, and I could make an entire video about them, but I won't because that's stupid. Back to positive things. I've actually been listening to the audiobook of When the Moon Hatched, and let me tell you, it is so good. I recently did a reading vlog and review for Reckless by Lauren Roberts, and after starting When the Moon Hatched, I kind of realized that I think I've been in a book slump for a while, but that does not excuse making powerful half the size of Reckless. Lauren. While I was out, I saw a giant sign that said Plated Prisoner, so naturally I had to take a look. This series has been heavily recommended to me. The table was pretty, but there was no book one, so couldn't do much there. And in the attempts to heal my wounded heart, I headed over to the fantasy table and saw a book I recognized. I've been meaning to read Legends and Lattes for a while now. It looks like a cozy fantasy story, something that would be perfect for autumn or winter, which is why I haven't read it yet. It's by Travis Baldtree and... Travis Baldtree? Where have I heard that name before? What? He's the game developer for Torchlight. That's random. Right next to it, I saw another book that I recognized, but for very different reasons. The Last Unicorn is a movie that traumatized me. It set me up to dread romantic tragedy the same way readers dread having permanent stickers on their books. And just so you know, that is foreshadowing. It genuinely broke my heart, and still hurts my heart to this day. I watched it when I was like 7, and I did not know it was based off a book. So, unsurprisingly, I admired its beautiful cover and put it right back on the table. I have shed my tears and never intend to again. Another reason I went to Barnes & Noble was to see if there was a new exclusive edition of the Inheritance games, and I keep holding on to hope they're gonna make an exclusive edition for each volume. I have no idea if they will, and they didn't even have the sequels as loose books. There was just this box set, so that was a dud. I did see her other series though, The Naturals, and I need you guys to let me know in the comments if it's good, because I haven't seen very much about it, but I am loving the way she writes her mysteries, so if she has another series that's good, I definitely want to read it. Right next to those shelves was another table, a table covered in books that I already own. I got these babies in hardcover. Haven't unwrapped them yet, but I will one day. I'm kind of just falling into my mystery phase. That being said, I'm still thoroughly invested in fantasy, so don't worry. I don't think there will ever be a point in my life where I am not reading a fantasy book. I also saw a copy of Six of Crows that I've never seen before, and I hated it, so I put it back on the shelf. I have Six of Crows in the mail, and I want to make a reading vlog about it, so I have no reason to buy it right now. But I have to let you guys know something. I need to tell you a secret. When I looked up from Six of Crows, I saw the near perfect beauty. My heart was racing like crazy, and she was standing right there. Almost everything about her was mesmerizing. But then I saw the printed Netflix ad on her cover. I love these covers, but why is there a permanent sticker on it? I also saw this Grisha First comic with another pretty cover and no sticker. The art was great, the cover is great. I love comics, so it's probably something I'll read at some point, but I have nothing else to say about it because the sticker killed my vibe. I'm gonna avoid the Shadow and Bone Netflix show now just out of spite. But I couldn't stay totally and completely emotionally devastated for long because I saw Holly Black. Oh, I love the black covers. I really want the original series in black, and I really want the Stolen Heir and Prisoner's Throne in black, so I got them. I saw Lightlark with a sale sticker on the back of the book for some reason, so I had to go look at the rest of the sale. And there were a couple cool books, like Dragonfall, which has a very cool cover. I love it. But I already have my TBR for this month, so if it's not one of those books or an audiobook trophy for my shelf, I can't justify spending the money yet. See, I'm training my willpower. As you can see, it's been a lifelong battle. But I left that table, and then I looked at the shelves, and you know what I saw? City of Bones. This series deserves an entire segment. I have heard so many good things about the Shadowhunter series. Not only that, but I love a long series I can get lost in. But the problem is, it seems like a massive love triangle. I don't like love triangles. Of course, I've warmed up to them recently, like ACOTAR and Fourth Wing have love triangles to some extent, and I love those books. But in general, I feel like they're just a cheap way to add drama to a romance story. But mostly the reason is they hurt my heart, and I get jealous on behalf of the characters. It's a problem. Cassandra Clare does stay winning though, don't worry. It's undeniable that she has some of the coolest spines for a series. Like when I'm rich, I'm gonna buy the entire series just to look at them on my shelf. They look amazing. Oh, and she also wrote this massive book, which I've heard very good things about, so I'll definitely read her books at some point. We have now reached the point of the video where I expose my heart to you and cry on camera. I saw this in Barnes & Noble. For those of you who don't know, this is Spark of the Everflame. This is the indie publishing cover. This cover was discontinued a week ago. I was holding it in Barnes & Noble. In my fingers, it was laying on my hands. And I did not buy it. I found out the indie covers were gone today. Today. It was in my hands, man. It's on my August TBR. Why didn't I buy it? This heartbreak rivals The Last Unicorn right now. I want to cry. I have to get back on track. I have the whole hardcover Hunger Games series, and I've been waiting to find a hardcover copy of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I found it. Would have bought it too if it hadn't been $30. How is it a $30 book? This was $30 and it has a whole book scene sprayed on the edge. So is the sprayed edge version of Iron Flame. I love you, Suzanne Collins. The Hunger Games are up there in my favorite books. But why is the normal edition of that book so much money? So I put that back on the shelf and kept walking. And I found myself in the romance section of Barnes & Noble. And it was pretty crowded, so I just kept walking and decided I'd come back later. And that's how I stumbled upon the horror section, where I saw this book and it made me want to puke. I've heard about what happens in Tender is the Flesh, and I never intend on opening that book, and I don't think you should either. Monumentally disturbing would be an understatement. So after walking in circles in the horror section for a bit, I found my way over to romance. I needed to cleanse my palate, so I went straight for the ACOTAR section. Just stacks on stacks of ACOTAR books. I was looking at the books, I had the full set, right? And I recreated that one meme that was the guy in the corner at the party. All in all, it was a great time, and what? You're not supposed to see this yet, so I have to do some damage control? Just forget about that. There was still a big crowd in the romance section, so I just grabbed a copy of Heavenbreaker and headed out. So I'm gonna give the reins back to Past Gavin for now. Finally got this Heavenbreaker, the sprayed edges version. And why are you smiling? I wanted to buy it because it was pretty, but that's not a justifiable reason to purchase a book of this price. It's also really pretty underneath the dust cover. It is a really pretty book. That's a very green car. I guess the brakes, that will happen when you brake. That's probably a good call, yeah. But the reason I ended up purchasing it.
Are you just continuing?
Of course I'm just gonna, I'll just crop it, I'll just cut it. I bought this book because the hook was also very good.
It's gripping.
The first line of this book, the reason I got it.
I dare you to not be gripped.
In the same year, on the same space station orbiting the green gas giant Esther, 3 children turned 5 years old. And that is very interesting. I want to know about these children and why they turned 5. I don't want to read the entire book.
To them?
I am starting a channel where I'm just going to read like chapters of books.
So that people can like do their nails or like
kind of just like a relaxing thing. Kind of like ASMR, but not like whispering. The first one's probably out, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, so click, tap. I'm just pointing at somebody who's in a car next to us.
Don't tap
it's up there. It's up there.
Unless he's hot. Is tapping what I think spicy?
You don't even read spicy books. I mean, I've made you read 2 actually, because you read Fourth Wing. Did you read Iron Flame? The sequel?
Yes,
so you read Fourth Wing, you read Iron Flame, and you read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and you're gonna read A Court of Mist and Fury.
Of course I am, because
very soon.
People universally say the second one is better than the first, and I enjoyed the first.
I raised you so well, Mom.
You did.
And we also have, I told you the other day, we have 4 copies of it in the house. 2 from the library. Are they building a new Chick-fil-A? We have 4 copies. We have 2 from the library because I accidentally requested it twice. And then we have the version to you.
You requested it while you were in Canada twice.
I did do that.
To me. So I had to go to the library saying a book is here for you to pick up. And both times it was the same book.
And then we have 2 more copies because I own 1 copy. And recently I got the original covers for the other copy.
From a really nice friend.
From Leah, who's great, and they know her because she's been on my streams. She plays games with me. That's actually in this video. This video also contains when I'm opening those books. But yeah, very pretty. Own 4 copies. My mom has to read them. And now I'm gonna go home. I'm home. Remember the box from earlier? Something's telling me I should open it up. There's only one thing we could use to open a box this precious. A sword. I actually don't know if I want to do that. If anything in here got damaged, I would cry for eons. I would be more devastated in the moments after I finished The Fault in Our Stars. I just need you guys to know that this book haul was probably the best deal I will ever get in my entire life. First and foremost, we have a note. Hi Gavin, better make a bomb video about these. This would be a good time to tell you that my friend Leah is the one who got me these books. We'll start with the single book. Throne of Glass, Kingdom of Ash, original cover. The ones that you look at and think, wow, this is a fantasy book. Ah, it's so cool. I should not open it. I'm on Queen of Shadows right now. This was the only original cover they had, and I've heard it's the best one, so you just know I had to ask her to grab it for me. And the spine is perfect. I need to get the rest of them. I don't know how, but I must figure it out. But now, what I was most excited about. Oh my god. I am losing my mind. It is so pretty. This is my favorite book cover. I wanted it. I've wanted it for so long. It almost feels too good to be true. To be fair, it's in very good condition. There's a little bend right here and a little bit of wear on the edges, but that's kind of it. it's not even that big of a deal. But obviously that's not all. And this one's in almost pristine condition. Kind of cornerware, but like honestly, it is shockingly close to new for how old this book is. I will say I don't like the spines of this set as much, but the covers definitely make up for it. I can't believe I'm holding these in my hands right now. With every single one I touch, I'm exponentially geeking out. This one has a little bit more spine crease, but you can still barely tell. And I really like the metallic teal color. Oh my god. And then, of course, finally, A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is my least favorite of the bunch, but it's a set, so obviously I have to have all of them. And it's still pretty pretty. It's so tiny, I forgot how small it is. I cannot believe that I am holding the full original cover set of ACOTAR. I am literally quivering in my boots. And I'm wearing Birkenstocks. I only wish they had done a version of these covers for Silver Flames. But to be fair, I mean, we have the original trilogy with a novella, so it's kind of like its own set. I think Silver Flames and the next few books are going to be their own thing, since the perspectives are different. In my mind, this is a trilogy, and everything else is a spin-off expansion of the trilogy. So I have the series and Kingdom of Ash, of course. I also got some books on my Canada trip, the Indigo exclusive Reckless, which you've probably seen in my other videos. But what you may not have seen is the coolest book I got while I was in Canada, 5 Broken Blades. Can we talk about that? This is art. Do you see how gorgeous this is? I'm still, okay, it's not as crazy as original ACOTAR, but it is so pretty. I'm pretty sure this is a story about 5 assassins trying to kill a corrupt king, but the cover is so nice, the edge is so nice, you know. It's gonna sit on my shelf for a while just so I can absorb the positive energy of the art into my environment. I also found some Canadian first editions of Harry Potter. We got the Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Order of the Phoenix. It's crazy to see how much bigger the books got over time, and these were a pretty cool find. I love these classic covers. Oh, and before I forget, Heavenbreaker, of course, with the pretty edges and all. My forearms are actually ripped, and I'm definitely not shaking and terrified of dropping all these books on the floor right now in this moment. But yeah, here's the haul. I think it's a pretty great one. Some awesome classic covers and brand new works of art. Which of the books is your favorite, and why is it ACOTAR? It's the only right answer, to be honest. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe to see my future content. Follow me on Insta for my daily videos. And if you want to talk about books and watch me play games live, then check out my Twitch. I'm live multiple times a week. And once again, until next time, deuces. I forgot to put Kingdom of Ash on the pile, and my excuse is because it was actually in a vault, being kept super safe, and I forgot the code, and I just now remembered it, afterwards. I didn't just forget to add it to the pile because I'm an idiot.